Hawaiian Islands. With their lush green hills and broad white beaches. But on the island of Oahu, there's a more serious side to Hawaii's strategic location, the huge naval base just outside of the city of Honolulu. In the early 1940s, this is home port for thousands of sailors, Marines, and aviators. But on December 7th, 1941, in 75 terrible minutes, that home is turned into an inferno. This was America's day of infamy at Pearl Harbor. It's a quiet Sunday morning, just before 8, on the battleship USS Arizona. These young sailors don't know it yet, but they are about to go to war. And many will soon owe their lives to a soft-spoken man from Missouri. Lieutenant Commander Samuel Glenn Fuqua is the Arizona's damage control officer. 100 ships of the U.S. Navy, half of the Pacific Fleet, lie tied up or at anchor in Pearl Harbor. Along Ford Island are the battleships Nevada, Arizona, West Virginia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Maryland, and California. They call it Battleship Row. "270 miles to the north, a Japanese aircraft carrier task force plows through rough seas. The carriers observe strict radio silence, hoping to remain undetected. They're heading towards Pearl Harbor. American radar tracks the Japanese fleet for a while, but something goes wrong, and they lose it. Shortly after 7 a.m. on Oahu, a private watches his radar screen light up. He says it looks like a swarm of bees just 137 miles away and headed straight for Hawaii. An officer tells him to ignore it, thinking they are U.S. Air Force bombers expected that day from California. Less than an hour later, the first wave of Japanese planes roars over the horizon. Their radios crackle, "Tora, Tora, Tora." It means tiger, the signal the attack has begun. Many of the Americans who hear the planes think it's a war game. In the wardroom of the USS Arizona, Sam Fuqua calls the officer of the deck to sound battle stations, then rushes topside. I saw a Japanese plane go by, the machine guns firing at an altitude of about 100 feet. As I was running forward, I was knocked out by the blast of a bomb. When he comes to, Sam Fuqua finds a scene of utter devastation. Warships transformed into fiery masses of steel. And all around him, screaming men, many of them burned beyond recognition. The Japanese dropped torpedoes designed especially for Pearl Harbor's shallow water. Sailors and Marines by the hundreds are trapped below decks. Sam Fuqua organizes a firefighting party, but there's no water in the mains. Sailors rush to their anti-aircraft stations, but it's a Sunday and much of their ammunition is locked away.
Smash the lock. Yes, sir.
The situation is desperate. Fuqua, standing in a hail of Japanese fire, gets 70 wounded men off the stricken ship. A bomb strikes the Arizona through her forward magazine. Pounds of gunpowder explode. The blast lifts the huge warship 15 feet out of the water. The Arizona sinks in just 9 minutes, with over 1,000 men trapped inside. The Japanese attack is devastating. The Arizona is lost. 18 other ships are sunk or seriously damaged. The Arizona burns for days.
December 7th, 1941. A date which will live in infamy.
On December 8th, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addresses the American people, and the United States declares war on the Japanese Empire. Rescuers try desperately to reach men trapped inside the Arizona. They can't break into the hull. Their cutting torches may ignite pockets of gas. One of the Navy's biggest battleships is abandoned. Two weeks after the attack, horrified observers on shore can still hear desperate men trapped inside the stricken ship banging for help. Sam Fuqua received the Congressional Medal of Honor, the country's highest award for his heroism. Today, a memorial to the 2,400 who died at Pearl Harbor stands over the remains of the USS Arizona. Of the dead are still inside the hull of what is now one of America's most revered shrines.